Tree Country 1330 WTRE. It's 8:36 on this Thursday morning or Friday Eve, however you want to look at it.
Friday Eve, I like
Friday
that.
Eve. Doesn't that sound more promising? Like we're right there.
Yeah.
Right on the brink of it. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's happening?
Well, it's another beautiful day.
It is, isn't it? For now. We'll just put it on there.
I'm ready for spring.
Me too. No more of the, white stuff. That's
Right.
over, right?
Right. Don't even say that word.
No, we're not allowed. It's bad. It's
Yeah.
very bad. We can see pavement again, though, so it's great. And
At least
grass.
for now, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So I brought Ashley with me this morning because she's been so instrumental in our app.
I'm excited
So
about
I wanted
this.
to talk about this app a little bit this morning, get it out to the public. It's up and running and provides a lot of information for the public. We're really excited about it. So we want to promote that and get that out there and give people an opportunity to download on their phones.
I'm going to try it right now while you're telling me about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's so much information on this app that you can look for. And as you scroll through it there, if you've got a tip on a crime, you can submit that. You can reach out to our crisis intervention team through this. There's all the information on how to contact them. Another big thing is our sex offenders registry is listed on there. We have, actually 60-some sex offenders?
I think we're just under 70 right now.
So that lists who they are, where they're living. So if you have information or fear that you may have a sex offender living in your neighborhood, you can look that up there.
Not only does it list the local sex offenders, it also interfaces with the state and national sex offender registry. Mm-hmm. So if you think somebody may be a sex offender, you can go on and search their name on either one of those registries, and it will search either all of the United States or all of Indiana.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Very nice. It's very easy to download. It's already done.
Yeah.
Done, loaded.
And it's free.
And it's free. Yeah. Full access.
Right.
So where did the thought process come to start to create the app and to have this?
About a year ago at the Winter Sheriff's Conference, the company behind this had a booth at the vendors fair, and we sat and talked to them. And we thought, man, what a great idea this is. And because again, there's so much information there. So we entered into an agreement with them, and here we are today.
How long did it take to get it put together and build? And
to build was about 6 months, to be honest. It took longer than what we anticipated, but again, we feel it's worth the time and the wait.
And we did receive a grant to be able to fund the app, and it was specific to the opioid funds that Decatur County receives through JRAC.
Correct.
So without their support, we wouldn't have been able to have this app, and it's actually been a huge success for us so far. One of the main things that the app has that people really seem to like is instant information on inmate searches. So as somebody is booked into our facility, it's real-time information. So as we're making updates in our system, it's also updating the app. So
it's an immediate. You can see it.
It's
immediately.
When you read the Indiana law, there's some laws that say a deputy shall or a deputy may. The may gives some discretion. But in this case, it's a shall thing. The sheriff shall publish all the information of those who got arrested. So this is all public record. We're not, giving out information that we shouldn't be giving out. Again, by the law, we have to dispense this information, who they are, what they were arrested for, and their mugshot. And so that is all on this app. So again, if you have concerns about a loved one being in jail or whatever the case may be, you can look on this app, and if it's there, it's there. And tied in with that is you can check on bond information. So if you want to get money together to bond your loved one out, it provides all that information as well.
Looking at the app, there's a patrol request is on there. You talked about the CIT. So kind of walk us through when you put those requests in, how does that play out?
Yeah, okay, so if you're going on vacation, obviously, and you want us to keep an eye on your house, you can submit your request through this app, your address when you're going to be gone, and it goes to our patrol supervisor and to our chief deputy, and then we dispense it out to our staff and so they know to keep an eye on your property while you're gone.
It's so easy to do. I think the accessibility is key. I'm not one to love to make a lot of phone calls or have the time to do it, so this is just easy punching.
Yeah, some people just don't like to call the sheriff's department.
I don't understand why.
I don't understand why either, but that eliminates that, having a phone call, yeah.
And then the CIT team is on there as well. So if you're in a crisis situation or if you are requesting for someone else, is that work the same way as making that phone call?
Yeah, it does. Again, if you're embarrassed for whatever reason, this is a anonymous way to somebody's extent that you can reach out and contact them and get their services.
There's also tons of resources for both the CIT team, so mental health resources that are local and statewide. It's also got a lot of resources regarding opioids, opioid addiction, help with those addictions, and kind of the side effects of what it can cause for family and friends of loved ones who, are addicts. It's not just a problem that hurts one person, it hurts everybody.
Sure.
Right.
Offering a lot of resources that are easily accessible.
Yes.
And if you can get internet, you can download the app. So,
Right.
There's a lot of public places that you can have free internet without issue.
And again, whether you got an Apple or whether you have an Android, this works. And again, lots of information.
On there is that you can submit a tip. So let's talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, if you got information on a crime, and again, some people don't want to call the sheriff's department and say, hey, I know something about this. You can submit a tip through this app. And again, it'll go to our patrol supervisor and our investigations, and we will follow up on that tip.
Is that an anonymous tip, or are you required to give your
No, it's
information?
anonymous. It can be anonymous.
Okay.
So yeah, it keeps you out of the loop if that's what you want.
Very cool. Well, this is exciting news.
It is.
We'll get that. We'll put that QR code up on our website so
Thank
people
you.
can find it there and scan it. And like I said, it took maybe 10 seconds to download, and it's ready to go. So.
Yeah, it's really easy. If you just go to your app store, if you can't do a QR code, 'cause some people, struggle with that. So if you can't do a QR code, you can always just go to your app store and type in Decatur County Sheriff IN, and it should pull the app up. The app was actually built by the sheriffsapp.com. So you'll be able to see when you log into your app store, it will have our Sheriff's Department star that says Decatur County, and that's how you know it's the correct one.
Right on.
Another really nice feature that I like about this, and we're still practicing ourselves, if we have a major event where first responders are responding, or a wreck at 300 North and State Road 3 or something like that, we can put a push notification out. We can put that on Facebook, but your phone doesn't ding and say, hey, you got a notification. Whereas with this, you'll get that ding on your phone, you'll get the push notification, hey, avoid this area because there's a large presence going on for whatever reason. So again, we think it's very valuable to make sure everybody's safe.
Keeps everybody safe, out of the way of traffic. And
Yes.
Now, let me ask on the inmate search, will that only pull for Decatur County, or does that pull for the state as well?
That's only Decatur County.
Okay, so it's who's currently in, right?
Right.
Very, very nice. That's exciting news. You had great, exciting news today,
Yeah,
Sheriff.
we do.
Yeah.
So transitioning from the app,
All right, let's
we're going to talk
go.
about scams and frauds a little bit.
Well, you were down at the senior center this week,
Yeah,
right?
we were there yesterday. Yeah, we had a great time with them, with folks there. Again, this kind of goes hand in hand because we've got folks getting phone calls from Deputy Williams of the Decatur County Sheriff's Department saying your loved one's in jail. Well, first of all, we don't have a Deputy Williams.
He's out of the line, isn't he?
He's out of line. But again, if you get that phone call, number one, hang up on them because it's a scam. But there are resources here now available. If you're fearful your loved one is in jail, you can either call the Sheriff's Department and say, hey, is my loved one in jail? Or you can look on the app and see if he's there, he or she's there. So, and another thing that Dearborn County had this past weekend, they actually had somebody make the phone call, hey, your loved one's in jail, we need $16,000, and we're going to come to your house and pick that money up. And somebody did, in fact, go to that person's house.
Oh, wow, that's scary.
Yeah, that is. So, fortunately, Dearborn County Sheriff's has identified that person, and they're working that direction. But again, we don't want people coming to your house to collect money. We will never, ever do that. And we will never, ever call you to say, hey, you need to come up with some money to bond your loved one out. So again, if you ever have any questions about that, hang up on that phone call. Please turn around and call us back.
Some of the red flags that people should look for when they are receiving those phone calls. One, look at the number it's coming from. Numbers can be spoofed, so it can appear that it's from our facility. So you should always be verifying that information by hanging up and calling back. The second thing is we will never ask for payment in Bitcoin, gift cards, PayPal, Venmo, Zelle, wire transfers, Green Dot cards, all of that. We take cash and we take debit cards at our facility, but bonds will always have to be posted in person. We will never do that over the phone. We will never call people and tell them that they have warrants. We will never call families and tell them that they need to post bonds or they need to post money or somebody's going to get arrested. Scammers like fear and urgency.
Mm-hmm.
So if they can push you into making a decision quickly before you have to think about it, that's how it happens. So just we caution people to think about those calls when you're receiving them.
When they start asking for financial information, that's like
Absolutely.
an indicator to just stop.
Yes, absolutely. So 2 or 3 weeks ago, whatever it was, Deputy Logan Wilder, he was off duty, but on his way into work, he stopped at a convenience store to get a couple drinks on his way in, and there was an older couple at the Bitcoin machine. And he kind of overheard their conversation, and so he went over and interjected himself, and rightfully so, and it was a scam. They were trying to load up Bitcoin for this scam. And fortunately, he was able to stop them from putting a lot of, they did lose some money, but they were still on the phone with the scammer. He was telling her how to feed the Bitcoin. And so Deputy Wilder stepped in and said, hey, you need to stop. And fortunately, we saved them some money.
It's just scary how fast it happens, I think, too. And especially maybe an older person that just, the fear is there when they say, someone's in jail and they need bailed out or whatever it may be.
And fear is the biggest word right there. You said it. They're fearful for their loved ones or whatever the case may be.
And unfortunately, in this digital age, information is so easy to get. If you have, you can look up almost anybody's name and find an address or a phone number associated with them, and that's what happens. They access information that's going out publicly, and then they target specific people.
See, another thing that piqued my interest is, they'll call and say, Grandpa, I'm in jail. And Grandpa will say, well, Bobby, what did you do? So now they know it's grandson's Bobby. So now they can feed on that. You got to be careful what you say.
If this happens, somebody calls, they get scammed or they're in the process and they figure it out, they need to call the sheriff's department.
Absolutely.
Okay, so from that point they can report it and you guys can...
Right. Because unfortunately, if they do pony up any money, it's offshore. We're never getting that money back.
It's gone.
It's gone.
Now, several years ago, we did have an incident that a family had given $24,000 in cash and had mailed it to a UPS facility in a different state. It took our detective several days, but we were able to recoup that money, and it was a scam similar to this. They thought that they were bailing their grandson out of jail in Mexico. So
it's just scary that it can happen so quickly, and then they can access your bank information, so it can trickle down from just one exchange.
Well, as I told the folks at the Senior Citizen Center yesterday, I don't use banks. All my money's buried in the backyard. So
well, got to keep it safe, right?
Right.
So if when someone calls, what are some of the indications that this is a scam? What are some of those keywords that people should be listening for in a phone call?
Well, again, we will never call to say you need to come up with bond money. That just doesn't happen. So again, if somebody, that's the biggest click right there for me, is just hang up the phone.
Most generally asking for payments that aren't a normal source of payment, aren't a cash or a check or a credit card. They want payment on platforms that can't be tracked or platforms that can be easily transferred out of quickly. Okay. So like, Bitcoin and PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, things like that. One of the other things that we've kind of been seeing a lot more lately is people wanting to make donations to, fraternal or police and things like that, but they're getting fraudulent phone calls from companies representing themselves to be, these organizations, and then people are donating to them, and what they think that they're donating is not actually what they're donating to. So we always say, if you want to donate to things like that, try to find local chapters. Try to find local contact information for local chapters. That way, when you're making the donations, you can do it either in person or through the mail. And you know what your money is actually going towards.
Go for a direct source.
Absolutely.
Yes.
If this happens and they have to intervene with the bank, again, they're probably just not going to get their money back at this point.
Right.
So
I had a retired acquaintance a couple of weeks ago show up at the office, and she was on the phone. She goes, Bill, I need your help. Well, they've hacked my bank account. and I still got them on the phone. So she was at home, got this phone call. She got in her car, drove to the sheriff's department, and she still got them on the phone.
That's good work.
Yeah, it was. So I said, this is a scam. Let me see your phone. So I said, this is Bill Myros, Decatur County Sheriff's Department. Who am I speaking with? And it was click.
Click
Yeah.
and gone.
Yeah. So she was scared to death for no reason because she didn't give any information out, thank goodness. So she did the right thing in that respect.
And this, if say you're being scammed, that again, you can report that on the app.
Yes.
Through a tip, right?
Absolutely,
So,
yes.
all right.
Just never give your personal information out.
Any of it. None of it.
Mm-mm.
And again, like you said, grandkids' names
Right.
and down, date of birth, all of that stuff.
And you panic, and that's what they feed off of, the panic and the fear. But you got to remain calm and think through these things.
And even if they have your information, don't verify it.
Yeah.
Like I said, with this digital age, it's very easy to get information on people. So even if they have it, don't ever verify that the information that they have is correct, because it's what they're wanting you to do, so that they can dive further into your identity.
Take further advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Good deal. Any other news coming from the sheriff's department today?
Again, we need to be watching out for weather this evening, I guess, what I'm hearing. We may have a chance for bad weather this afternoon, so be
Also,
aware.
another thing that you can get on our app is the weather updates from the
Yes.
National Weather Service.
You will get
Oh.
alerts from that as well, correct.
And will
Thank
that
you, yeah.
push out as well when those
It
go
will.
out?
That will push out.
I'm going to probably test it out later today as my guest, according to the weatherman.
I'll expect a full report on what you think of the app.
I'll let you know.
tomorrow morning.
I will. I'll give you a full review. But yeah, they say it's going to be kind of nasty out.
Yeah.
So just pay attention, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Very
Stay
good.
safe.
All right. Well, thank you guys for coming in. Once again, the app is up and running, so you can go through the App Store. And how are you going to search for it?
Type in Decatur County Sheriff IN.
All right. And we will get that QR code put up on our website as well, so you can go on and scan it if you do that.
Thank you.
And don't get scammed.
Don't get scammed.
Pay attention. The nice weather has started. I did see a couple motorcycles out yesterday,
I did too.
which is okay. But
Absolutely.
we got to be careful.
If
That's
your
my
thing,
point. Got to
absolutely.
be careful.
They scare me personally, but if that's your thing, ride them. Yeah.
But be smart.
Right.
And the other drivers need to pay attention.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah.
We're moving into spring. I've decided that. It's still February, but we're going to spring already.
I'll have you write a report on that tomorrow too.
I think tomorrow maybe is okay. Next week, maybe a little iffy. All right, guys. Thanks so much for being in with us this
Thank
morning.
you.
It's 8:53 on Tree Country 1330.